Hi everyone and welcome to Hima's Academy. Today I'll show you how to make a cool Pong game using Scratch. This is how to look like. These colors are always changing. And when I click S, it will start. So S. This is a multiplayer game. So the right side is controlled by up and down arrows, and the left side is controlled by W and S. Whenever one side gets the score, it changes the value on their side. And there's also a timer for this. So you have to get how many points you can within 5 minutes because the timer is like 5 minutes. You can get up to 5 balls in this. You already get the first one. When you get 10 points, you get the second ball. When you get 20 points, you get the third ball. When you get 40, you get the fourth. And when you get 80, you'll get the fifth. Each ball has different speeds, and the faster the ball is, the more points it has. So this is what will happen when I reach 10 points. I get 2 balls, and the second ball is faster than the first and worth 2 points. You can get the third, fourth, and fifth ball like this. So the more points you get, the harder it will be. Now I'll show you how to make this. I open a new project and I'll delete the sprite. Next, I'll paint my own sprite. I'll just do it plain colors for now. I'll choose no outline and a simple rectangle. You make it how long you want and then move it to the center. And then here, you also have to move it to the center. Next, you have to set your background. In backgrounds, you set the fill color to black, choose the rectangle tool with no outline, and then make the whole background black. I'll name this first sprite paddle left. Just pad left. First I'll code this and then duplicate it for the paddle right. When I start this thing, I want it to switch to the starting background. So in backgrounds, I'll just duplicate this. And then I'll call this starting. In this game, in starting, I'll choose the text, set the fill to maybe green for this, in all caps. I just wrote Pong Game for now. So I'll make this a little bit bigger and move it to the center. So this is going to be the starting. In pad left, I want this to start when I click S. So in events, when S is clicked. When S is clicked, first I want it to show. Because I'm going to hide it when it's the starting. Next, forever loop for the controls. Forever, and then an if-then statement inside this. I want to control this using W and S. So S, and in motion, change Y by, I'll say 5 for now, but later I'll change it. I'll duplicate this and keep it over here. When W is clicked, I want it to move -5, which is the opposite of 5. So in the starting, I can't move. When I click S, then only I can move. You can also change this to another letter like maybe P. When P is clicked, do this because we're already using the S here. Next, in backdrops, when the green flag is clicked, forever loop, and then if-then statement. So, if backdrop number is the second one, which is the starting, I can move it to the first. In looks, I can get the background number block. If the background number is 1, then change the color effect by 1. And then also, in events, if green flag is clicked, repeat until, because I don't want it to always be there, because I'm going to use repeat until P is clicked, and then in control, if-then statement. If key P is pressed, then switch the background to the game, like this. When I click P, it isn't changing. Another way you can do this is, I'll just keep the inside of this. I'll make a variable. So I'll call this starting. Okay. I'll just get the starting block here. In control, repeat until around this. In variables, I'll keep this set to starting to 1 if P is clicked. I want this to repeat until P is 1. Starting is 1. So like this. It changed. In pad left, when green flag is clicked, I want it to hide. So hide. And also in the background, when green flag is clicked, switch the backdrop to starting. And when I click the green flag, I also want to set the starting to 0, so it will repeat. So it'll stay like this. If I click P, it shows and this game starts. I'll also change this to -5 and W to 5. So now I can move properly. Next thing is in pad left, I'll go to costumes, select this rectangle, and when in the fill, I'll set the saturation to 100. At the top, there's different options, and I'm going to use the second option for this. It takes a color before this and changes the color. So I can have this to be this color. I'll set this to purple. And then in fill, I can get it like this. Next, I'll duplicate this and name it pad right. I want it to be the same color, but facing the opposite direction. So in pad right costumes, I'll choose the rectangle tool, and then in fill color, I'll choose it from here, color, and then draw a small rectangle. Next thing is I'll select this. I'll set this color to the lighter blue and the opposite color to this color that I chose before. So it's the same thing but in the opposite direction. Next you can delete this. And now I have my paddles. Same as before, when P clicked, show. But this time, when down clicked, move -5. And when up clicked, move 5. So when I click P, I can move up and down in both of them. Next, I'll show you how to make the ball. For this, I'll paint a new sprite and I'll choose rectangle. I don't want this to be too big. So I'm trying this much maybe. Okay. Next, I'll choose the fill color to a bit of a pink. And I made the fill color different again. This ball size is about enough. So I'll go to code. I'm going to need a lot of variables in this, so I'll clean the variables up. Delete the variables I'm not using. When P is clicked, I want it to show, and when green flag is clicked, I want it to hide. So it looks show when P is clicked, hide when green flag is clicked. I'm going to name this ball 1 because I'm going to have multiple balls in this. Next, in control, forever loop, and an if-then statement. If it's touching the pad left, I want it to move. Actually, in the starting, it should go to 0, 0. When it's touching pad left, it should move 5 blocks, or you can keep it 10. I'm keeping it 10. I also want it to point in a different direction. In the starting, I'll make it a bit tilted, like this. And then here you can see the direction. When I hit it, should move, pick a random from 0 to 180. So I'll set this to 90. First, point in direction. I don't want a specific direction, so in operators, I'll choose pick random. Pick random from 0 to 180 degrees. And it should always be moving. So inside the forever, always. Next, I'll duplicate this for right 0 to minus 180. So it will look like this. When I click P, it starts. So I don't always want it to move if it's not touching, like this. So I'll start. Another thing is in control. If then around only this top block. If it's not touching, if not touching edge, then it should move. So I'll keep this in here. I'll start it. So what we did wrong here was, if it's touching the edge, it should bounce. Like this. So now it's moving. You can also change this to a 5 to make it move a bit slower. And I'll switch these back because I switched them back before. Now I can move and the ball's done. So I'll duplicate this for ball 2 and for ball 2, 10 steps. So it will move faster. But I don't want this to go till starting. And what we're going to do is, in ball 1, I'm just going to duplicate this and then delete this part. In variables, I'll make left score and then right score. If it's touching over here, which is the edge, but then it would also count here and here. So I'm going to paint a new sprite, just a line. I'll make this one straighter. And if you hold shift, you'll get an exact straight line. And to see this, I'll keep the outline 10 and the color red. So now we can see it. And then I'll drag it to this corner right over here. And then duplicate it. And keep the second one right over here. In ball 1, if it's touching sprite 1, which is this side, I wanted to change right score by 1 because right score is going to hit it. And then if it's touching sprite 2, change the left score by 1. And I'll keep an event to this when P is clicked. When P is clicked, I want it to do this. I also want the same for ball 2, so I can duplicate this and then take it to the ball 2, which is over here. And then you'll get this. You can delete it. And in ball 2, you'll have it. And the same when P is clicked here. Because this is faster, I want to change the score by 2 this time. And instead of when P is clicked, I want it to start when, like, maybe when the score is 10. So in ball, I'll duplicate this forever. I'll get the greater than and delete the second part. If left score is greater than 9, which is 10, then broadcast a message, which is start ball 2. Then I'll duplicate this. When right score is greater than 9. In ball 2. When I receive start ball 2. Then I want it to start. First, it should show itself. When I click P, I got one ball. And then another thing is here, it should wait a little bit or you'll get extra points. So really small number, 0.1. And the same for here. Wait 0.1. For ball 2, I'll change the color to maybe yellow. So it's this color. You can always see the difference. In the background, I want to set this to 0, left score and right score, and then save it. Next, I'll hide the sprite 1 by turning the outline black, so I can't see it. And I'll do the same for sprite 2. And then I'll code it. When green flag clicked, it should hide. And then when P is clicked, it should show. That's it. So sure. I'll do the same for sprite 2 by getting these two, and then in looks I'll get these two. Instead of space, P. It really doesn't matter because you can't see them anyway. First I'll save this. And next, I'll change the background a bit. So in backgrounds, in the starting, the outside should be maybe like this. I also want it to be a purplish color. Start from purple. And end at maybe blue. You can do any color, like I said. All you have to do is make sure the letters are bright. And you can also change the letters. I'll get another text box and say it's a multiplayer game. And then in another, I'll say press P to start. Next, I'll edit this. I'll change the color for this one to red. And then for this, I want to change it to maybe a turquoise color. And then also I'll change this. I'll turn this multiplayer bit around and make this press P to start a bit bigger. And the same for Pong Game. And then I'll keep it in the middle. For multiplayer, I'll change the colors to orange, like this. So now I got this. I'm also planning on adding something at the bottom. So I'll move this a bit up here. In the backdrops, I'll set the fill to purple and choose rectangle and draw a rectangular thing at the bottom here. I'll move this a bit up or down if you want, and then change the color to a pinkish color for the ground. This is how it will look like in full screen. If you want, you can remove the change color. I actually don't really want that. If you want it very little, 0.1. So it's still changing color, but by a very little amount. Next, I'll make more balls. I'll duplicate ball 2. In ball 1, I got this. I'll duplicate this. Next, if it's 20, I want it to start. So if it's greater than 19, then broadcast start ball 3. And also for here. And then ball 3, when I receive start ball 3. If you want, you can separate this by duplicating it and in here. By separating it, it will make it much faster and make your game better. I'll duplicate this again. Next, I want it when it's 40, so when it's greater than 39. I want to send start ball 4. Okay. And same here. And then ball 4, when I receive start ball 4, I can do it. In ball 3, move 15 steps. In ball 4, move 20 steps. Like this. I'll click P. I'll just wait until it becomes 10. One other thing I wanted to do is the faster the ball is and the more number the ball are, I want to change the speed. In variables, I'll create a new thing called paddle speed left and paddle speed right. So like this. In paddle left, I always want it to move. When it's up, moves paddle speed left, and when it's right, move paddle speed right. For S, which is down, it's a negative number, and the paddle speed will always be positive. So in operators, you can get this block, the multiply operator. Multiply the paddle speed left by -1. And here you see it's working all right. This should change it by 3. And this should change it by 4. Also here, multiply by -1. I'll just make it negative. In ball, when left score is greater than 9, in variables, set paddle speed left to 10. And I'll do the same for paddle speed right. In the starting, I want to set it to 5. Set paddle speed left to 5 because this is 5. Paddle speed right to 5. Next, I'll continue this. I can get this block, duplicate it how many times I want and need. So here, it should set paddle speed left to 15. Here it should set it to 15 also. And also here. Paddle speed left to 20. And paddle speed right to 20. This is only optional. So depending on how fast you want your paddle to be going, you do it that fast. And I only wanted to show left score, right score, and the timer which I'm going to make. First, I'll set this position and a large readout. And this to here, also with a large readout. And then I'll make another variable called timer. Timer in the middle. In backdrops, in the starting, set timer to 300. And every second, it should decrease by 1. So when P is clicked, control forever, change by 1, -1 because it should be decreasing. Change by -1, and then because it's every second, wait 1 second. So P. And in the starting, I can just do this. I'll get this here. When green flag is clicked, I also want to hide these variables. So, hide these 3 variables. Hide right score, hide timer, and hide left score. When P is clicked, I want it to show. So show when P is clicked. Show the left score. Show the right score. And show the timer. And I'll delete this last one. This is how it will look like. Thanks for watching and please subscribe. If you like my videos, if you haven't watched my previous videos, please do watch them. Bye.